Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of Calvary Fellowship Church, we thank you for joining us on tonight's journey. Adapted straight from the book of Exodus, bringing to life the story of God's purpose and power to rescue, we present to you Moses and the burning within. Now let's blow out the lights.
Could this happen? Can this be? The life I've known is gone from me, and now who is my family? What is my purpose? Tell me now, where is my home?
Look, brother, now you see they're not your family. Your eyes are open now. It finally happened. They're not your home.
My son, your home is with me. My son, you're all I have. I knew this would happen. I prayed this would happen. Moses, you will lead us home.
Look, brother, now you see they're not your family. Your eyes are
What is my purpose? Tell me now, where is my home?
Have you ever longed for that deep, comforting sense of home? Have you ever been desperate for the truth? Ever questioned your purpose? His name was Moses. Let me take you back in time to reveal his story, a true story, the story of a chosen man who through extraordinary events found his truth, his purpose, and his home. We begin a long time ago. In 1878 BC, there was a worldwide famine which drove the Israelites to this land of Egypt. They flourished here, and over the course of time, 70 Israelites grew to 2.5 million. But this population explosion threatened the Pharaoh. So in an effort to contain them, he forced them into slavery. The Egyptians came to dread the Israelites and worked them ruthlessly. But the more they were oppressed, the more they multiplied. Desperate, Pharaoh devised a horrific plan.
Sire, you asked to see the midwives of the Israelites.
Listen closely. I decree from this day forward that whenever you assist at a birth, you may keep the girls, but you must kill the boys.
Disobeying the orders of Pharaoh would have surely meant death. But the midwives heard another voice and chose to fear and obey God instead.
I was just a young girl, but it was a day I could never forget. I couldn't do it. I couldn't take life like it was nothing. I couldn't do it. The fear in Pharaoh's heart will not rule me. Whether boy or girl in my hands, the burning within me demands that I nurture the song in the heart of a child, that I whisper love into their soul till they smile. God, your great command I understand. Love the child in my hands. So no matter what they put me through, my heart knows what I will not do. I couldn't do it. I didn't do it. I'll never do it.
by the fact that the Israelites continued to increase in number, Pharaoh gave this command to all his people.
Every boy that is born must be thrown into the Nile, yet let every girl live.
There's no call for celebration, but Pharaoh fears we're growing just like weeds. So he works us day and night, overpowers us with might, commanding that our numbers should decrease. He puts us through abuse, and yet our numbers don't reduce. Are we being punished for the life we lead? We grind at every day, mixing water out we play, facing death if we resist our enemies. Liberty is what we've been denied. Oil is the center of our lives.
Pharaoh told us go and work their fingers to the bone. See to it they demand it quietly. We stand here as they labor, we can't do them any favors. Their hands and hearts are kept in slavery. They are punished, they are destined to a life of painful lesson. They work and work and work without a fee. We don't know how they do it, how they grow in numbers through it after they've been given this reality. Pharaoh says that we must keep them down. Pharaoh, tell us what your plan is now.
The midwife's birth report is filled with such suspicion. They have undermined my good command. So much for being quiet, not inciting workers' riots. The time has come to play a stronger hand.
Sire, I don't understand. They grow in spite of the workload.
I am through showing any sort of benevolence toward these slaves. I will teach them what happens when they challenge my command. Throw into the river every boy that is born to the Hebrews.
Throw into the river every boy that is born to the Hebrews. Throw into the river every boy that is born to the Hebrews. We will follow Pharaoh. We must follow Pharaoh.
Here's how it goes. We work our fingers to the bone. We never speak or even dream of being strong. Just because we're larger now, the Pharaoh gives the bargain to his palace and his men are in wrong. By heaven, we are destined for a life of painful lesson. It's not enough to work without a fool. They stand here as we labor, they won't do us any favors. Our heads and hearts are kept in slavery.
In the Nile, every son will rise.
Save our children,
Pharaoh, we have fought.
guide and protect us. Give us the strength to your plan now.
Moses was born during this tragic time of devastation, and at 3 months old, his mother knew she could no longer hide or keep him safe. The baby sister Miriam urged her mother to do something. If there was any hope in keeping Moses alive, they would have to find a way.
Mother, please hurry.
After all the life we've ushered in, and it's come to this,
I can only hope that this will work.
hope. Hope. They're all dead. And they'll come for him soon.
Which is why we must send him down the river before they drown him in it.
He doesn't have a chance.
I will follow and make sure that he does. Mother, this is his only chance. Into the ear of every child we held as our own when they came to this world. Hope and life and love.
I'll suffer the worst just to keep him alive. Never embrace him or look in his eyes. Hold in my hate as if life is well for my flesh, for my son. I will welcome this hell.
Hate will consume you and then be your master, just as the Pharaoh has done to his people, forbidding the words that we gave to our children, hope and life and love. Burning, we've passed on the yearning to follow the light. Love is the word we spoke into their lives.
I will pray for surrender and tenderly whisper the words of eternity, the yearning, the burning that came from above, hope and life and love.
And as the Pharaoh's daughter drew him out of the river, the future of this child changed in an instant.
The daughter of Pharaoh has taken your child.
And your brother,
She asks that you serve her and nurse him.
yes, I will do it.
Together we'll whisper the words of our future, hope and life and love.
The Pharaoh's daughter hired a woman to nurse and raise the baby until he was weaned. Little did she know that the nurse she had found was his mother. So not only did the natural mother get paid for looking after her own son at home, but now she had the assurance that he would be safe. And when the child grew older and was returned to the Pharaoh's daughter, she gave him a name meaning, I drew him out of the water. She called him Moses. But as much as the Pharaoh's daughter tried to make him feel at home in the palace, Moses never did.
The moment I saw him, I knew how he'd feel. Lost and abandoned, one hardly can heal. A mother and child, both here alone. From that day, I called him my own.
Imagine the chaos here in my head. I belong somewhere, but I'm here instead. I'm grateful that she did not leave me alone, but this has never been home. Outside this window there's life to be found, no walls to claim you or keep a man down. How can I tell her a river she'd cry? I'm dying, dying inside.
As he sleeps, I whisper into his ear, I am your home is here. But the light through that window, it calls out his name. Am I to blame?
Outside this window there's life to be found, no walls to claim you or keep a man down. How can I tell her a river she'd cry? I'm dying, dying inside.
Tomorrow I fear will be like today.
Outside this window is where my heart stays, never confessing we're two hearts alone,
and this has never been home.
This will never be home.
Outside this window,
outside this window.
Moses, are you going out there to those people again?
You know I'll come back, Mother. I always do.
Groan and grumble, groan and grumble, working for the Pharaoh in the sun and the sand.
How many buildings do you need for just one man? Groan and grumble, groan and grumble.
Brick by brick, wished I could stone by stone.
Bone crushing, back breaking, all we can moan is groan and grumble, groan and grumble. Deserted by God to serve a bad king, a life of brick and mortar, such a sad thing. It makes my heart and soul and mind go laughing. Oh, groan and grumble, groan and grumble. I used to dream of going to work with my old man, but you can see I really didn't understand. Groan and grumble, groan and grumble.
Pharaoh says these heavy loads are no big deal, but I say every load I push is death on wheels.
Groan and grumble. Groan and grumble. Deserted by God to serve a bad king. A life of brick and mortar, such a sad thing. It makes our heart and soul and mind a mad thing. Oh, groan and grumble. Groan and grumble.
All we do is groan and grumble. No relief, no end in sight. I wish I never knew my brother. I wish I'd never had this life.
Hey, Aaron, take it easy. You know we're never going to get out of here alive. Just join the fun.
Don't bother. Ever since I've known him, he's had a chip on his shoulder about his brother, Moses.
He's no brother of mine. Don't even mention his name in my
Aaron,
sight. Don't.
let him go. I'm sure our brother was put there for some purpose. Do you really think that Moses just ended up in that palace by accident? God will use this somehow.
But he sits up there like he's one of them.
He is your flesh and blood.
My flesh and blood?
Yes.
My flesh and blood floated down the Nile years ago.
Well, he may still be asleep to his purpose now.
Well, then
but...
he needs to wake up and do something.
And you need to quit your grumbling.
I have reasons to grumble. So many reasons to grumble.
I know.
Groan and grumble. 365, 24/7. Yes, I am a slave to the man. Forgotten by God and deserted by heaven. Is this what you call a good plan? Our spirit, our bones, we can't take any more. Can you make any greater demands? We're living in rubble. We're really in trouble. We used to be your biggest fans. Groan and grumble. Groan and grumble. Groan and grumble. Groan and grumble. Groan and grumble.
He's out there almost every day, just wandering.
Oh, so let him wander. He's harmless.
But I'm losing him.
Oh, he'd have to be a fool. He lives in the palace. His life is perfect.
But Moses will wake up in God's time.
God's time?
Yes.
God's time ought to be right now.
Aaron, there you go again.
Reassure him, Father, please.
Very well.
Moses, we were just talking about you.
Moses, my daughter tells me you've been a little out of sorts lately. So upon her request, I'm here to reassure you of your rightful place in the palace.
Thank you, sire, but
But what?
there's just so little I know about my past.
My daughter found you in the river. She brought you here and raised you in our home.
You were who I longed for, who I sang my song for. Moses, I made you my own.
Yes, I've heard all this before.
That's enough. They could kill me for all I care.
Aaron!
Moses, you were floating in the basket when my daughter saved you from the great drowning in the Nile.
The great drowning?
He means the slaughter of innocent Israelite baby boys.
Aaron, don't.
You're not her son. This is not your home. What makes you think that you're one of their own?
Mother, sire,
You belong here.
what's this all about?
I am your brother.
Do you want to get yourself killed?
Kill me, my brother.
I'm no brother of yours.
Then I'm already dead. You see, Miriam, I cannot believe what you said.
But you know it's true, Aaron.
What's true?
Moses, be patient and let me explain.
Explain what?
You were a baby abandoned. I simply reached out my hand and
I should have known this would happen.
What happened? What's true?
This may be hard to hear, but the future is now ever clear.
What future?
God sent you to us to lead us away out of the slavery we live every day. Moses, you alone, you will lead us home. Brother, don't leave us on our own. Free us from this desperation. Guide us to our liberation. Moses, you are our salvation.
Moses, you are our salvation.
No! How could this happen? How can this be? The life I've known is gone from me, and now who is my family? What is my purpose? Tell me now, where is my home?
Brother, now you see they're not your family. Your eyes are open now. How
could this happen? Where is my home?
my son, your home is with me. My son, you are all I have.
I knew this would happen. I prayed this would happen. Moses, you will lead us home.
Who can I trust? There's not a soul. Run I must. Where will I go? Is someone out there? Please answer me and hear my pleading. Where is my home?
I'm glad it happened. It happened now.
I
The
see.
secret's over. The secret's out,
I
and now he has to face it
know
and make his
that
choice.
this is
certain. They're
I'm
not
all
your
alone.
home.
Moses, you are my home.
You will lead us home. Moses, you are who I need.
How can this
Cannot have
happen?
happened.
It's
This
time.
cannot
I prayed this would
happen.
happen.
Moses,
you
to
will
lead them home.
Lord, Father, now you see they're not your family.
And now where is my son? What is my purpose? Tell me now, where is my home? Where is my home?
Sire, it's been confirmed. Moses killed the guard.
For what reason?
He was protecting a slave from being whipped.
All this because I allowed my daughter to take in some stray.
Moses has fled to the wilderness. Shall we hunt him down?
Yes. Find him and kill him!
Yes, sire.
Moses, free from torment and tyranny. Find your heart, know why it burns. Keep your heart and soul open to me. Moses, someday you'll return. Moses, someday you'll return. You'll
Is somebody out there? Is somebody out there? Does somebody out there know of my lot? The family that raised me has driven me out. The family I come from has torn me away. I carry this emptiness all of my days. The song in my heart has no heart to sing to, no one to listen but the sand and the sky. Where is the home that my soul can cling to? Faint hope is all that I have to survive. Is somebody out there? Is somebody out there? Is this my new home? There is nothing out here, nothing to live for, nothing but fear. Escaping my troubles has not set me free. I would not wish this pain on my worst enemy. The song in my heart has no heart to sing to, no one to listen but the sand and the sky. Where is the home that my soul can cling to? Faint hope is all that I have to survive. Is somebody out there? Is somebody out there? Is somebody out there? Is somebody out there?
Loneliness filled his days, but Moses made it safely through the wilderness to the land of Midian. One day he met Zipporah as she was watering her father's flock. She was the daughter of a man named Jethro, a sheep farmer, and the high priest of Midian.
Moses, I give you my daughter Zipporah for your hand in marriage.
I trust I found good favor in your eyes.
You're a man of honor, as my daughter will easily testify.
The day we met at the well, along with my 6 other sisters, you not only helped us draw water to feed our flock, but you stood up to those shepherds who came and harassed us. And you did all these things before you even knew me. How much more will you do because you love me?
Ah, so you see, that settles it. You are a man of integrity, and I trust you will have the best in mind for my daughter and your future together.
Well, there are some things.
Yes, there are always some things. The question is, do you bring these things before the Lord, our God? Do you seek revenge or reconciliation?
More than anything, I seek reconciliation. And I seek a place to call my home.
Then together we will make a fine home.
Good, we all agree then. Come, let us have a wedding celebration.
The worst day in desert life, warm and sun-drenched, is better than palace life and being a prince. She doesn't know every part of my heart, but it just doesn't matter. She is convinced.
The first time I saw him, I felt so complete. I dreamed of this moment when our eyes would meet. Who wants to live in this desert alone? But now you are my home. It's hard to believe. There is love in my days, and more joy than my heart can contain.
What if my fear of the past will now fade?
You make me feel like the queen of this place. There is love in my days.
Suppose they come searching and find me out here. What can I do to make the past disappear?
We'll meet each day with a new peace we know. This love, it will grow. There's nothing to fear. There is love in my days, and more joy than my heart can contain.
What could be better than all that she feels?
What else could convince you that this love is real? There is love in our days. Tomorrow may bring to us new roads to take.
Companions we've chosen to walk them by faith. Who can undo what God's love now has done in our hearts, in our lives? Love is what life's become. There is love in my days, and more joy than my heart can contain.
Waiting and hoping and longing all fade.
You make me feel like the king of this place. Thanksgiving, the only word we know to say. There is love in my days. There is love in my days.
Moses, finest shepherd in Midian, tending flocks like they were your own, caring for the least of all creatures who cross your path, who have no home.
You found it.
Yes, and it's been injured.
I will dress the wounds. You should get back to the others.
Yes, they're up on the hill, and it'll be dark soon.
You should hurry then.
Let me help you tend to her first.
Moses, finest shepherd in Midian, you forgot another sheep. Can you feel the burning within that begs to wake what's still asleep?
Moses,
Here I am.
remove the sandals from your feet, for this is holy ground. I am the God of your ancestors, the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac and Jacob. I have witnessed the suffering of my people at Pharaoh's hand. I have heard their cry. I have come to rescue them and lead them to a land flowing with milk and honey. So go. I am sending you to lead my people Israel out of Egypt.
But who am I to stand before Pharaoh and bring the Israelites out of Egypt?
I will be with you.
Suppose I tell the Israelites that God has sent me, and they want to know your name.
I am who I am. This is what you are to say to the Israelites. I am has sent me to you.
But what if they don't believe that you are the one who sent me?
You will show them the miraculous signs that I will accomplish through you.
But I'm not very good with words.
I will help you speak and will teach you what to say.
Couldn't you just send someone else?
I will send your brother Aaron, who will help you. You will give him the words, and he will speak to the people for you, and they will believe. I am with you. I will be with you.
Here is a riddle I don't understand. You claim I'm chosen for some greater plan, to save all your people, to set them all free. My home is the desert. How can this be?
Moses, Aaron is journeying to you. Reconcile with your brother.
He will help you speak to
and still inside I am battling my pride with your will. You speak as if I could part any sea, but I'm just one man, Lord. How can this be?
Moses, remember the words of your sister,
spoken as you fled from Egypt.
God sent you to us, lead us into freedom, freedom, freedom.
I will do it. I will do it. I must go, I understand, but not without the blessing hand of all the ones who love me. Bless me now.
Moses, Moses, go and find your home.
Moses journeyed back to Egypt, and even though he was unsure of how he was to accomplish God's commands, he was determined to obey them. God's power was soon to be revealed.
Aaron?
Moses?
Brother?
God has sent me to help you, my brother.
Yes. You will help me face Pharaoh and ask him to let God's people go. But first, we need to convince the Israelites of all that God has told me. Then we will face Pharaoh. The moment I saw you, I knew how to feel. No longer abandoned, our path is revealed.
Moses, we're simply two voices alone. How can we lead them home?
Outside of Egypt, there's life to be found. No walls to claim you or keep a man down.
Our slavery is over? How can this be?
Aaron, come with me. We will walk with our God.
I will trust in my God. Give us courage to set your people free. Well, brother, we'll find out soon enough how much the Israelites remember you.
It's been a long time. Perhaps they've all forgotten. People, Israel, the God of our fathers has sent me to you to save you from slavery and to lead you to the promised land.
Perhaps I can help you, my brother. People of Israel, rise up. The God of our fathers has sent Moses to free us, to deliver us to the promised land.
Moses is our enemy.
No, God has sent Moses to free us.
I will follow you, Moses.
Won't you rise up, brothers and sisters? 'Cause we're sitting in the palm of our God's hand. Won't you rise up for the pilgrimage? The promise is the promised land. God sent me to Moses on the mountain. My brother gave me eyes that I might see the Lord will up and take his chosen people. He will make us rise up and join that road to liberty. Won't you rise up, brothers and sisters? 'Cause we're sitting in the palm of our God's hand. Won't you rise up for the pilgrimage? The promise is the promised land.
We will go to Pharaoh with God's message. Let my people come and worship me. Pharaoh will say no, get back to work, you may not go. Get set, he will regret his own decree. Get set, he will regret his own decree. Won't you rise up, brothers and sisters? We're sitting in the palm of our God's hand. Won't you rise up for the pilgrimage? The promise is the promised land.
God said that we will not be forgotten, but still we must endure a trifle more.
Until Pharaoh's on his knees begging us, leave my presence please. He'll wonder why his heart refused before. He'll wonder why his heart refused before. Won't you rise up, brothers and sisters? We're sitting in the palm of our God's hand. Won't you rise up for the pilgrimage? The promise is a promised land.
We will go to Pharaoh with God's message. Let my people come and worship me.
Pharaoh will say no, get back to work, you may not go.
Get set, he will regret his own decree. Get set, he will regret his own decree. Won't you rise up?
Rise up, rise up. Sitting in the palm of God's hand, in the palm of God's promised land. The promise is a promised land. Rise up.
Moses and Aaron did just as the Lord commanded them. They went to Pharaoh, and when he asked them to perform a miracle to prove their God, Aaron threw his staff down and it became a snake. But the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart, and even though he multiplied his miraculous signs and wonders in Egypt, Pharaoh did not listen.
Are you back for more?
Moses! Mother?
She's no mother of yours. Any son of hers would be a prince with a commanding disposition. You, Moses, are a joke. So what if you could turn your staff into a snake? You think that scares me? My magicians can do similar tricks.
Your small tricks are no match compared to God's power and what he has in store for you.
So you keep saying. But look how mighty we are. Look at all the magnificent things my son Ramses and I are building together.
On the backs of God's people.
So, maybe I'll let them go this time. And only for a little while, but not too far.
This is what the Lord God of Israel says. Let my people go.
Who is the Lord that I should obey his voice? I don't know your Lord.
If you do not listen, says the Lord, I will strike the water that is in the Nile.
Moses, the more you try to hurt me, the more pain and suffering I will inflict upon your people.
Then you will have to answer to God. Pharaoh, I come to you, God's humble servant.
Oh, Moses, spare me. What is your purpose?
We will leave quietly. Just let us go.
Can your God hear me tell you no?
You'll hate all that comes to you.
A snake from a staff?
That's just the beginning.
Bring your God's wrath. Blood in the Nile? Nice trick. Is that all?
3 cats.
Ah, what a mess. But not to worry, my slaves will clean this up.
Pharaoh, trust me, you don't want any more.
Moses, you fool, bring on number 4.
4, 5.
Now this is annoying.
It's going to get a lot worse.
Wait, I'll let the men go alone.
5, disease.
Why are my flocks dropping dead in the dust? And why aren't the Israelites suffering like us?
6, oil.
Servants, come quickly, my beautiful skin. Moses, my patience is now wearing thin.
7, hail.
How can this frozen rain fall from the sky? Maybe their God is more powerful than I.
8, locust.
My crops in the field, how will I survive? Is this how you treat a king who can't take lives?
9, darkness.
Pharaoh, have you seen enough?
I see that I despise your God.
Let us go and save your son.
I will not let your people go.
Let us go. Save your son.
Never!
Aaron, tell the Israelites how to prepare the Passover meal, just as God has spoken.
A lamb 1-year-old, slaughter and roast. Eat the flesh to the bone. Sprinkle the blood on the doorposts. Dressed in sandals, staff in hand, ready for flight. The angel of death will pass over us tonight.
No! Moses. Moses. You and your people, you're God's people. You must go. Leave Egypt.
At midnight, God struck every firstborn in the land of Egypt, from the firstborn of Pharaoh and all his people, right down to the firstborn of the animals. However, because the Israelites were protected by the blood of the Passover lamb, they were spared from disaster. At last, the Pharaoh demanded them to go as requested. God led the people through the desert toward the Red Sea. By day, the Lord went ahead of them in a pillar of cloud to guide them on their way, and by night in a pillar of fire to give them light. But the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart again. So Pharaoh changed his mind, went with his horses and chariots, horsemen and troops after the Israelites. As Pharaoh approached, the Israelites were terrified and cried out. Moses answered the people,
Do not be afraid. Stand firm, and you will see the deliverance the Lord will bring you today. The Egyptians you see today, you will never see again. The Lord will fight for you. You need only to be still.
Then the angel of God, who had been traveling in front of Israel's army, withdrew and went behind them, coming between the armies of Egypt and Israel, the pillar of cloud confusing the Egyptians, but protecting the Israelites. Then Moses stretched out his hand over the sea. And all that night the Lord drove the sea back with a strong east wind and turned it into dry land. The waters were divided, and the Israelites went through the sea on dry ground, with a wall of water on their right and on their left. The Egyptians pursued them, but the Lord made the water flow back, covering the chariots and horsemen. The entire army of Pharaoh that had followed the Israelites into the sea, not one of them survived. That day, the Lord saved Israel from the hands of the Egyptians. And when the Israelites saw the great power the Lord displayed, the people feared the Lord and put their trust in him and in Moses, his servant. And Moses had at last realized his purpose and found his home with God and his people.
Here is the river.
night I saw him, I knew how he'd feel. Lost and abandoned, one hardly can heal. A mother and child, both here alone. From that day I called him my own.
Imagine the chaos here in my head. I belong somewhere, but I'm here instead. I'm grateful that she did not leave me alone. But this has never been home. Outside this window there's life to be found. No walls to claim you or keep a man down. How can I tell her a river she'd cry? I'm dying, dying inside.
As he sleeps, I whisper into his ear, I am your home is here. But the light through that window, it calls out his name. Am I to blame?
Outside this window there's life to be found. No walls to claim you or keep a man down. How can I tell her a river she'd cry? I'm dying, dying inside.
Tomorrow I fear will be like today.
Outside this window is where my heart stays, never confessing we're two hearts alone.
And this has never been home.
This will never be home.